Let us see the next question. Messrs. Reliance Limited, an Indian company, received an export order on 1st of January for delivery of the goods on 31st of May. Payment is to be received against delivery of the goods. So on one hand you ship the goods and on the other hand you get the payment. So Reliance company enters into a forward contract with the bank to hedge its foreign exchange risk. Consideration is 6,000 Dutch mark to be received on 31st of May. So the forward contract is entered upon for conversion of the Dutch mark into rupees on 1st of January for 31st of May. On 1st of January, the exchange rates have been provided to us. Spot rate is given, forward exchange rate for 31st of May and also for 30th of June is given. Due to unavoidable circumstances, Reliance Limited is not able to manufacture the required goods for its customers. Hence, on April 1st, it requests its customer to extend time of delivery of the goods till 30th of June. Customer agreed with this, the request of the Reliance company. So now we understand that say instead of receiving the payment on 31st of May, you will receive the payment on 30th of June since there is an extension of the delivery of the goods. On 1st of April, spot rate and the forward rates are as follows. Spot exchange rate is given to us. Forward rate for 31st of May and for 30th of June is given. On 30th of June, the spot exchange rate information is given to us. You are required to answer that. These are the 5 questions which are provided to us. First, in which transaction Reliance Limited would have entered into on 1st of January? In which transactions Reliance Limited should enter upon on 1st of April? And with that, the third and fourth part of the question is given to us. I request all of you to go through the question and try to understand how to give answer for the first and second question. Let us have understanding that say how to make the calculation of answer and what is the question about. Dear students, as per the given information, do not write anything, let me explain to you. We understand that so on 1st of January, a forward contract has been entered upon for 31st of May. Because initially we had always an expectation that we will be able to meet with the dates on which we have committed so to give delivery of the goods. So sell of Dutch mark and purchase of rupees. That must be the transaction in which we would have entered upon. We have been provided with the information about the forward exchange rates. On 1st of January for 31st of May. This is what's the forward exchange rate. So over here we understand it is 34/35 rupees per Dutch mark. That must be the forward exchange rate. Sell of Dutch mark and purchase of rupees. So this is the amount of the rupees that you are going to receive. Then on 1st of April, we understand that say basically we are required to cancel the original forward contract. The reason for the cancellation is that we are not going to receive the consideration of 6,000 Dutch mark on 31st of May. How to cancel it? We understand that say for the purpose of cancellation, simply we are required to enter into reverse of original forward contract. This was the original forward contract. Sell of Dutch mark and purchase of rupees. So now it is sell of rupees and purchase of Dutch mark. That is a forward contract that will be entered upon on 1st of April for 31st of May. And for that, this forward exchange rate will be applicable. 32.25, 32.25 slash 35.5. Again, it is rupees per Dutch mark. Okay. So, of course, the higher amount of the rupees rate would be applicable. And importantly, friends, now you are going to receive the consideration on 30th of June. So, on 30th of June, say for 30th of June, you will enter into the forward contract for sell of DM and a purchase of rupees, because you are going to receive the consideration at that time. So this forward exchange rate information will be applicable, 35.75 and 36.5. So over here it is 35.5 slash 36.75. $35.75 slash 36.5, again rupees per Dutch mark. The transaction this time is sell of Dutch mark and purchase of rupees. So again you are going to get less amount of rupees. So this is the rate which will be applicable. This is the way we understand that the transaction that will be entered upon on 1st of January and on 1st of April. And technically, friends, this is given a name as swap transaction. The term swap stands for interchange. So what we have done, so we have interchanged the transaction. That is, instead of 31st of May, now we are going to receive the consideration on 30th of June. So entering into two opposite transactions at one point of time. Please write an answer. Answer of the first question. On 1st of January, comma, Reliance must have entered into a forward contract for 31st of May, comma, for conversion of DM Dutch mark into rupees. So on 1st of January for 31st of May, sell of Dutch mark and purchase of rupees. That is a forward contract. The exchange rate is 34 slash 35 rupees per Dutch mark. So sell of Dutch mark and purchase of rupees, you'll get lower amount of rupees. So that is the rate which is applicable. Answer for the second question. On 1st of April, Reliance Company is required to enter into swap transaction. Full stop. It means entering into two opposite transactions at one point of time. Full stop. One contract will be for 31st of May, comma, for cancellation of original forward contract and another for 30th of June for conversion of Dutch mark into rupees. So on 1st of April for 31st of May and on 1st of April for 30th of June. So one will be that is for cancellation. Initially it was sell of DM, so now it will be sell of rupees and purchase of DM. Now on 1st of April for 31st of May, the forward rates are 32.25 slash 35.5 rupees per DM. Sell of rupees means higher amount of the rupees will be applicable, and for 30th of June it will be conversion of the DM into rupees. So it is sell of DM and purchase of rupees. So it is 35.75 slash 36.5 rupees per Dutch mark. So sell of Dutch mark and purchase of rupees. So this is the rate which will be applicable. Now I think that's it till this point of time. Anything is not new for you. Everything you can understand by applying common sense. So that is, the things are very simple for first and second part. The third part of the question is something in which there is something new for us to learn. That is given a name as calculation of the swap gain or swap loss. So let us see that's the answer of the third question, in which we are required to calculate the swap gain slash swap loss. In a way that say, because of entering into this swap transaction, what is the gain or loss? That is what say we are required to calculate. For that, I am giving some explanation to you like this. First of all, I am writing the relevant exchange rates, say, which are applicable to us for the purpose of entering into the transaction. That is on 1st of January for 31st of May. The transaction was sell of DM and purchase of rupees. The relevant exchange rate is, I think that's a 34 rupees per dollar. Then on 1st of April, one forward contract is for 31st of May, that is for the purpose of cancellation. It is sell of rupees and purchase of DM. So on 1st of April for 31st of May, sell of rupees, so the rate would be 35.5. Okay. Next is on 1st of April for 30th of June. It is sell of DM and purchase of rupees. So sell of DM, purchase of rupees, 35.75 is the applicable rate. These are the relevant rates which are applicable for the different transactions. Now there are two methods by which you can make the computation of the answer. Method number one. In that, the swap gain or loss calculation is divided into two parts. One is the simple cancellation that you have on 31st of May. On 31st of May, we understand that say you sell rupees. Can we say that the sell rupees means payment of rupees? Okay. So we understand that say the amount paid is 35.5 to buy a Dutch mark, and amount received and purchase of rupees means we can say that's the amount received. How much? 34. So basically there is a loss of 1 rupee 50 paise per Dutch mark. This is the loss per Dutch mark. Amount is 6,000 Dutch mark. So loss in total due to cancellation is 9,000 Dutch mark. I'm sorry, 9,000 rupees. So due to cancellation of the forward contract, there is a loss of rupees 9,000. Now another is the profit or loss calculation is on 30th of June. We understand that's the amount received by us. We must have received an amount of 35.75 actually. This is the amount that we receive actually. Amount that could have been received. If at all there would not be any extension, then in that case what we could have received? We could have received 34. So comparatively, say we are able to get more. How much amount? We understand that say we are able to get higher amount by 1 rupee 75 paise. So this is the profit. That is due to extension of the delivery of the goods. We are able to get 1 rupee 75 paise more due to change in the exchange rate only. So into consideration, that is an amount of 6,000. So 6,000 into 1.75, that comes to 6,000 into 1 rupee 75 paise, 10,500. So we can see that there is a profit of 10,500. So what happens that on one side you have a profit of 10,500 and on the other hand there is a loss of 9,000. So overall there is a profit of rupees 1,500 due to extension of the delivery of the goods. Due to extension of the delivery of the goods, there is an overall profit of rupees 1,500 without taking into account the interest. Why? Because on one side you are having a loss due to cancellation, however you are able to receive higher amount of the rupees. Why? Because the Dutch mark currency is appreciated. This is what's the logical method by which you can do answer. Okay. Now this answer can be done with other method also. Method number 2. In that, friends, what you can do, you can just take into account these exchange rates. Understand it carefully. What happens at the sell rupees? So 35.5. We understand that say 35.5. That is the price at which you purchase the Dutch mark. And sell Dutch mark and purchase rupees. So you receive 35.75. So there is a profit of 25 paise per Dutch mark multiplied with 6,000. That is consideration. This is the way you are able to make a calculation of the profit of 1,500. This is a shortcut method by which you can do answer. You have to just make a comparison, that is your domestic currency. What is the amount that say you have paid? Okay, sale means the payment and purchase means receipt. That what is the amount that say you are paying and what is the amount that say you are receiving. You just have to make a comparison of both of them, and based on that, say you can make the computation of the profit or loss due to swap transaction. This is what we understand. One more thing before we write this answer. The question says that, say, if at all the rate of interest is 17/18 percentage, then considering the rate of interest, what is the swap gain or swap loss? That is the question. Now friends, so going one step ahead, that the question says that, considering the rate of interest, you are required to make the calculation of the swap gain or swap loss. So swap gain slash loss considering time value of money concept, interest. We can see that, say, without taking into account the interest, so there is a swap gain. Now understand it carefully what I am going to speak. Let us say that, say, on 1st of April, we have entered into two forward contracts. One is for 31st of May and another is for 30th of June. On 30th of June, I visit the bank. I am representing the Reliance company. So what bank will do? Listen carefully. This is the rate at which, say, I should be paid Dutch mark. So I will be getting the payment as 35.75 into 6,000. This is the amount that will be credited to my account. That is 2,14,500. Then bank will tell me that, say, due to cancellation of the forward contract, you have incurred a loss. How much amount of the loss? 9,000. So you have to pay this 9,000 rupees of the loss. Then bank will tell me that, say, this amount of the loss was incurred by you on 31st of May. And say we are basically doing business of money. So whatever the amount that, say, you did not pay to us, say, before 1 month, for that, say, we will charge interest. So minus interest. 9,000 into, when they charge interest, they will charge at the rate of 18% into 1 divided by 12. Whatever the interest, that will be further deducted, and this is the net amount that will be paid to you. How the settlement will be done? It is done like this. 35.75 is the rate at which I will be getting the payment for 1 Dutch mark. The loss of 9,000 will be deducted, and further interest on that for 1 month will be charged. Since they charge interest, say they will charge at the higher rate. So here, what will happen? So swap gain or loss considering interest, in that swap gain minus interest. What is the swap gain? 1,500. What is the amount of the interest? 9,000 into 18% into 1 divided by 12. $1,500 minus 9,000 into 18% into 1 divided by 12. So 1,500 minus, so it is 9,000 into 18% into 1 divided by 12. That is 135 rupees. So the net amount that will be paid to me is 1,365. I'm sorry, net amount of the swap gain is 1,365. If at all, just for understanding, if at all you make an assumption that, say, this amount of the loss was paid on 31st of May, then in that case we can say that, say, we are required to consider the opportunity cost of this at the rate of 17%. However, the ICAI is considering as if you have not paid that amount and you are required to consider the interest at the higher rate. So swap gain minus interest. Please write down this answer for the third question and then fourth question. These are the rates. First of all, you write down. So now take down answer with the method number 1. Write down a note for the answer. So please write down a note. First point, swap gain or loss is calculated, comma, considering A, profit or loss on cancellation of original forward contract. B, change in value of receivable, comma, payable due to change in date of receipt slash payment. Second point, in order to compute interest, comma, profit or loss of earlier date, will be considered, and on that interest will be calculated for remaining period. Full stop. So just a small summary of the entire answer. Initially on 1st of January for 31st of May, the forward contract is entered upon for conversion of the Dutch mark into rupees, so you'll get lower amount of rupees. On 1st of April, two contracts are entered upon because of the extension of the delivery of goods. One is for the purpose of cancellation. We have done say this cancellation of the forward contract, and another is so the forward contract entered upon for conversion of the Dutch mark into rupees. That is the way two forward contracts are entered upon. Now the important point is the third part of the question, that is the swap gain or loss. In that we understand logical. First of all, I am discussing with you. We understand that say first of all on cancellation you will have a profit or loss. So you have made a comparison of these two, sale and purchase. Always remember that say the sale means the payment that you are making and purchase means the receipt that you have. So you pay 35.5 and you receive 34. So there is a loss of 1 rupee 50 paise. Simple. And then we understand that on 30th of June, instead of 34, you receive 35.75. So you receive more by 1 rupee 75 paise. So you are ultimately benefited by 10,500. Overall, there is an amount of the profit of 1500. Okay. In method number 2, you just have to take into account the transactions which have been entered upon on 1st of April. In that, so you make a comparison of the sale and the purchase transaction. Sale of rupees means the payment and purchase of rupees means the receipt. And difference of both of them is a loss of 25 paise per Dutch mark. So 25 paise into 6,000. So over here, I'm sorry, there is a gain because the purchase price is less. So you make a gain of rupees 1500. However, going with the second method has a limitation that say you need to prepare this working once again. Why? Because we understand that say the interest is supposed to be calculated on this amount of the profit or loss. So interest will be calculated on this 9,000 rupees at the rate of 18% for 1 month. Because we understand that say this profit or loss is settled or the entire transaction is settled after 1 month. And this is the way we have a kind of spark gain or loss considering the interest amount. Let us one more point over here. Always on loss, higher rate of interest will be applied to compute interest and for gain lower rate of interest will be applied to find interest. Full stop.